No?
Which should be right there. And we are live. Can we just get some OKs in the chat if we're being heard and seen?
X1 for good, X2 for bad, X3 plus explanation if bad. I don't know.
Which one's like the combination of the troll buttons that just shuts your computer down? It's like
Yeah.
F5 for a good time, and like people just start turning off their PCs. Um, so yeah. Oh, you can hear us,
It's not
Nicholas.
live for me, Matt.
Nicholas says you can hear us, man. Better
Can you
refresh
guys
your
see it?
your shit. What do you got? Your gerbil spinning your fucking router right now?
Dude, bro. Okay. Yes. And I tried to contact my internet provider for the 3 gerbil modem and they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
For reinforcement gerbils, but you can't afford it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the upgrade from the
uh,
equivalent of 1 horsepower, but gerbil power,
all
up
right.
to 3 gerbil power.
My girlfriend said I sound soft, but she can hear both of us. Well, I can always just bring this right up to my beak, and I'm sure people can hear me
Yeah,
real good.
shove it right in your mouth hole and talk. There we go. All right, it's showing me that my
Hello.
gerbils finally made it. My gerbils got going.
Alt F4 is that the button?
That's
Turn your
that's
shit
what the
down.
G stands for, by the way, on your phone, like 3G or 4G.
I have
It's
5G
gerbils.
gerbils. I have 5GE, so I have like the eco gerbils. 5 of them.
Gerbil eco power.
All right,
uh,
welcome
Way to
to
go
the
green,
show.
Matt. Way to go green.
You know me. I'm all about the environment. As I try and tune in some lighting here. Wow. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome to In the Clouds Live. We're back. We were gone for a week, and we're back.
I think what I'm gonna do, Matt, is I'm gonna get some cardboard and like maybe some white cardboard and cut out clouds
and
and
just
put them behind me.
yeah,
And if I can get them on some pulleys, I can like have them moving. That'd be cool. Maybe like in the
the
clouds.
whole stream. You're just like
I'm just like
the
puppeteering these
clouds.
fucking clouds the whole time. That'd be great.
So welcome everybody. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I just had to move the mic a little closer. Thank you, Friction 2600. Yeah, so welcome
One
back. Here we
600.
are. We took a week off. It's nice to have a Saturday off. I guess it was just crazy timing, of course. I've stayed up. I've tried to stay up to date on everything. Like me and Logan were saying earlier, there's so many articles coming out every damn day.
Crisis. 30 articles a day.
So yeah, welcome.
We
Thanks
do
to
our best.
everybody for being here. Let's start out our normal way. Um, what are you drinking? What are you vaping? I see the mug. I like it. I like the mug.
Rise and Vape mug.
Yeah, if you don't know,
Now you know.
teespring.com.
/ Rise and Vape.
Shameless plug.
Um,
It's nice.
actually, I it's actually /store/ Rise and Vape. Coffee.
Coffee.
Just some coffee.
Nice. Any special roasts or just some generic?
It's my cousin's Polar Vortex roast.
Nice.
Whole bean. You got to grind. I'm a much bigger fan of buying whole bean than pre-ground.
Wow.
And
I'm a pre-ground kind of guy. I don't got a grinder.
you got to get a grinder, man. It's so much better.
I
So
believe
much
it.
better.
Is it actually better? Or is it just one of those things like you just think it's better? You know what I mean? Like
I
one of those
It
placebos.
might be psychological, but I
Yeah.
truly in my heart want to believe that it's better.
Okay. Oh,
It might just be like a fucking hipster thing too. I don't
hey
know.
babe, we're getting a grinder.
We're getting a grinder. I got the top side purple, the Tobino RDA on top. I got some Profit strawberry cupcake in there. It's feeling fantastic. And then I've got Old Faithful here, the
Oh
Tesla
baby.
Invader 3, Dead Rabbit SQ sitting on top, and I've got some of my in progress strawberry lemonade.
I'm excited for that. Can I be like the first order? Me and
I
your
think
hero
you
Shane
and
Oakley.
I think you and Raging Vapor J are
No,
gonna
no,
be
no.
my first two
Yeah,
testers.
yeah. The first one sounded good, but the other guy, nah, he can pass. He's already flaming me in the chat. Can someone boot this guy? Got any mods in the chat? Just get that guy out of here.
I was actually considering making him a mod, but I mean,
Yeah, well, thank God that was only considering. All right, so I guess I'll jump into what I got going on here. So I'm drinking some Down East cider, in this big ass mug. And
Beautiful.
I was telling Logan earlier, this is from the NVE in Long Island. Got this bad boy. You could refill it with soda all day. And the purple top side. Okay. All right. We'll get to reading some of that. So inside of here, I'm drinking that double blend Down East cider.
Nice.
Sour. It's a good cider. I'll never go back to Angry Orchard. Never. And as far as what I'm vaping, I got 4 setups that have kind of just been in the mix. I rewicked everything a while ago, and I've just been using it all. So start with that Vaporesso Gen with that Turk V2, of course. Noli Designs Pro Series drip tip. We'll just love that. And I got some of this Fruta, which I got in my last vape box. It's a blood orange cactus cooler. And the only way I can describe this liquid is the aftertaste of Hawaiian Punch in your mouth, pretty much. I think it hits it spot on.
Okay.
Top side single, top side, whatever you want to call it. Profile RDA on top, running the same liquid in this. This thing has been great. I had to jump back to mesh. I hadn't used it in a while. That Blotto RTA on that Arcless by Ambitions Vapor, rocking some of that sour. What is this? Neon Sour's Ice by Icy Season. Pretty good. I decided I threw in a single coil in this bad boy. One of the
I've heard a lot of people like it in single coil.
It's really good in single coil. What I think I have some of. I don't know if I have these exact ones, but I just want to give a little shout out to Shane and Brandy.
Our friends up
Saddle
north.
Horse.
Yeah.
Saddle Horse got a nice single slammer in there. And then lastly, just it's like a mixed liquid. I was down to my last little bit, and my buddy had some 6 milligram like fruit roll up, and I said, hey, can I just like fill my squonk bottle, get me through the rest of the day? He's like, yeah, no problem. So topside dual with that dead goat with a mystery liquid going on. So this is just so bulky. So bulky.
My girlfriend was rocking the same thing the other day, but she just put her recurve back on top of her topside dual.
Yeah, my recurve's chilling. I had it on that cheap ass that Manto X.
What
dual
dual
battery
do you
mod.
have?
Huh?
Is that a carbon? Is that the dual carbon?
No. This is I've had this for a while. This is just the original.
Right on.
The carbons are awesome though. I just don't want to shell out for it.
The carbon that I got for her is awesome. Does that one have the Yeehee chip in it?
I want to say no.
Yeah, the carbon's got the Yeehee chip in it.
I'm pretty sure this doesn't have the Yeehee.
It's a good chip. Just there's more to deal with in that chip. But
yeah, what the hell is it? Is it? I have a mod that has it, the Yeehee. I don't think it's. What the fuck was it? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm drinking. That's what I'm vaping. I'm loving all these setups right now. I really want to get what the hell is it called? I think Grim Green's been using it like probably like 3 weeks ago. It looks like a Honda engine. It's the AUG Vape. Is it like
the V200?
The V200, yeah. I was gonna say like VTX 200. I forgot what it was called, but I kind of want to get that. I want to pick up a mod. It's been a while, but yeah, that's what that's what we got going on.
I'm in the market for a maybe not like necessarily like high end, but like a higher end single battery squonker.
Single battery. I might look into that Aegis. What's it called? Like the Aegis X or something? Whatever the newest Aegis is. I saw the screen is like huge on it.
Oh, the whole
the whole side of it's a screen. You got to worry about like dropping another cell phone. Yeah, the squonker. I might be interested in that squonker. I heard it's a real process just to get the bottle out. I think somebody's telling me it's like
huge process.
Let's pull out 10 screws to get our squonk bottle out.
Yeah, you basically have to disassemble the entire side, the back panel of it. Like 6 screws got to come out of it to get the bottle out. But I mean, if you're somebody who's dedicated to a liquid, perfect.
I was just reading our boy Raging.
If you're gonna vape like the same liquid in it for weeks on end, probably not a big deal. But if you're somebody that like regularly takes their squonk bottle out, cleans it, and changes liquids, not the mod for you.
So how? So before we get into, I want to just kind of chat before we get into like news, advocacy, and goings on. I know there's a lot of it, and I want to touch it, but I want to kind of stay like vloggy, live streaming, just kind of talk about, just shoot the shit. So New York. We know there's a lot going on in New York. We'll touch on that. But I want to ask you, how's the DIY going? I know you got a kit at what, a
It's
week or
going
two
good.
ago.
It's interesting. Like I've been mixing by
Can I what?
like percentages and by
Turn it off.
volume.
Yeah,
And
take
we
it.
just bought a scale, but it's not going to work for what I wanted to do. I was going to start mixing by weight,
I'm live. You got to take
but
it.
it
Sorry.
doesn't. The scale that I bought doesn't do like tenths and hundredths in
Okay.
grams, just does whole grams. So
Mhm.
that didn't go so well. But I don't know. It's interesting, and it's not nearly as difficult as I thought it would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really think mixing would be difficult. It's difficult to get it right, but it's not difficult to do in general. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you can mix nicotine flavoring PG and BG,
Hmm.
but to get the levels just right and get your flavorings like layered and just right,
It's like you can do the general thing, but it takes tuning in to get it like.
yeah, that's where like it becomes an art.
Yeah.
Is to really nail it. So I've got two liquids going right now. I have another one that's in there that I haven't tried yet. I just mixed it up yesterday, and I was going to let it steep for a day or two and then try it.
You can
So I
keep
have a
talking.
strawberry
My girlfriend
pineapple.
has to steal my air purifier. Just keep going. I'm just gonna talk to her on the side for a second.
Yeah, so I have a strawberry pineapple that I haven't tried yet.
You have to unplug it there.
And then I have a
Yeah.
strawberry lemonade
Unplug
here
it.
that
And then send the line down.
just I think just needs a little less lemonade.
Yeah.
The lemonade is strong. It's really predominant. So I think I'm
Put
going
it
to
on
tune back
turbo.
the lemonade a little bit. Maybe add a little bit more strawberry, but I kind of doubt it. I kind of like where the strawberry is at. The lemonade's just really intense.
Yep.
And I wasn't like prepared for how intense the lemonade was going to be. So,
Yeah, the few lemonades that I've had,
but otherwise, man, it tastes really nice.
I haven't tried like a bunch of lemonades. I've had two different lemonades, but none of them are just straight up lemonade. It's always lemonade and something. And both of the lemonades that I've had,
Yeah.
I think one was by a company called, I think it was called like Pop or something, and it was a blueberry lemonade. But the lemonade wasn't
Oh.
overpowering, which is nice.
I've gotten that before. I got
Yeah.
it when I used to get Zample Box,
Yeah,
Fruit Pop or Candy Pop or
Mhm.
whatever they were. Yeah.
yeah. I haven't gotten them in a long time, but I got that one time and it was pretty good. It's weird. I still feel like I haven't found like my all day vape. Like
Well,
I
that's what I'm trying to make at this point. It's
Yeah.
like I've had so many liquids now, and there are some amazing liquids out there that I would happily take as an all day vape.
yeah.
But if I can make an all day vape, something that I really thoroughly enjoy for a fraction of the price,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go that route. So I mean, obviously, I'm still vaping, name brand
Yeah.
e-liquids and whatnot.
Are you gonna
And
stray away completely and get like heavily into
I mean,
mixing?
no, probably not.
Yeah.
I think I'm sure there's going to be liquids that I still crave and miss and want to pick up and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd like to get to the point where I'm primarily just vaping my own.
Yeah, that'd be cool, especially if it's. I mean, it'll probably totally be a.
And plus, that just means my friends get free e-liquid when I'm like, hey, try this and tell me what you think.
Tell me, yeah, you can keep it. Send it back in the mail. It
Keep it.
sucked.
It's terrible, Logan. Take your garbage back.
I don't know. I know we have a whole section on our Discord, and if you're here in chat, once again, thanks for coming by. If you're not in our Discord, definitely get in the Discord. They can get into that by messaging you, right? Or messaging
Me?
myself. Yeah.
Yeah, they can
Either of us.
message
Yeah, we have
Raging
a.
Vapor in chat as well. He's a moderator in our Discord now too. So just DM any of us.
Yeah,
Me and Matt's social media should be right on the screen for you. So
Yeah, there's a huge section of DIY. I'm pretty sure that we have two sections, like a DIY talk or lounge, and then a DIY recipe. Right? Those are two sections? And yeah, so I'm gonna have to check that out. But basically, I was leading up to like I don't know much about DIYing, but I'm curious like if you go full blown with it, if it's way more cost effective versus buying.
yeah.
And I'm assuming it is, but I don't know much about it.
A 60 ml bottle that you buy for like 20, maybe 20, 25 bucks is going to cost you, again, I mean, you wouldn't be, if you get your recipes to where you want them, I should say, you're looking at, $3-4 at most on a bottle of e-liquid, if that.
I was just reading what Friction 2600 said in the chat. He said he's been making his own juice for over 4 years. It's awesome, and you're only limited to your own imagination. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure
literally
that's
cents
like,
on the dollar.
yeah,
It's probably even cheaper than $3-4 a bottle. You're probably
yeah,
like $1.50 a bottle.
yeah.
You know. But yeah, so I'm gonna get a scale because I really want to start mixing by weight. So I just need to get a better one. I ordered like a $15 scale off of Amazon.
Yeah, I've
And,
seen. I've kind of perused through some recipes, and I see that. It seems. I mean, it seems basic, but at the same time, like even some of the recipes, like they tell you how much of what to put. It's like, yeah, they put it out there, so it's like super easy. But if I was doing it, I'm sure I'd like fuck it up.
I think for me, it's a matter of like I don't yet have the waiting patience that you need to have to mix your own. Like there, especially from what I understand, like desserts specifically really need time to steep.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. Is how long generally? I mean, I guess does it all depend, or does everything like, oh, you should let it sit for X amount of time before you know? Um,
Yeah. There's different things require more steeping time. So,
wow, geez, that's actually
but
really
again, I
interesting.
just I just started doing it this week. So I mean, I have so much more to learn.
Yeah.
I just kind of opened up the floodgates to a whole nother like sub area of vaping.
Yeah. The only
So
thing I'm not, I mean, dude, I'm pretty like wide on what I've tried. Like I like that peanut butter. I I I know he's still distributing. I'm probably gonna buy some more. I know he had to move like his whole operation. Good old Eric, Mr.
yeah,
Vinyl and Vapor. I'm probably gonna order some more peanut butter, dude. I've gone from stuff like peanut butter, candies, bakery, and not a lot of custards. I'm not a big custard guy. Cereal, I like a lot of cereal, but not like all day. Like I like all those, but I haven't found something that I'm like, this is it. This is endgame. I will vape this every goddamn day. I just kind of bounce around.
yeah. I think I have three like name brand vapes that I could vape
Uh-huh.
all day every day, and that is Primal Elixirs Learn, Blueberry Lemon Drops from Profit, and the Blueberry Limeade from Coastal Clouds.
Blueberry limeade.
They're
I
all
should
like
check them out.
lemonade, limeade. All three of those, anytime. I gotta
Yeah,
order
I
some.
feel like a while back I was seeing you occasionally back when I don't know if it was hand checks, but I feel like I saw on your Instagram posted up a couple cool pics of like a Coastal Clouds bottle, and I was just like,
Yeah, dude,
I
I'm
need
a
to
big
get some
fan. Like
Coastal Clouds.
Coastal Clouds does a good job. Their liquids are definitely on the sweeter side. So if you like sweet stuff,
Speaking of
um,
a liquid company, are you? I think we've talked about this before, but a while back, I think you called out like Charlie's Chalk Dust on something, right? What do you think?
well,
Do
not
you?
necessarily calling them out as a whole. I really like Charlie's as a company, and I think their marketing overall and their branding is just fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Really mature, really classy stuff. I
yeah,
really like it. And then they posted a picture one day of that Puff Boy mod,
yeah.
that Game Boy mod,
Ah, yeah.
and I was like, come on, guys, come on,
Can't be
like
doing it.
really,
Can't
right now,
can't be
you
doing it.
wanna you wanna show off the Game Boy mod amidst all this, and then they ended up messaging me back like, yeah,
Yeah,
dude, good shit, right?
yeah,
And they took it down. But I mean, it was my personal opinion. I'm happy that they respected it, and that's cool.
yeah, yeah. I hear you.
I don't
Um,
really like typically go about like calling companies out all the time though. That was just one. You know, they have a few liquids like Big Berry that I'm a big fan of. Their vanilla one is great. A lot of the Pacamama line is really awesome. So I like a lot of their liquids. And on top of that, I've always just really liked the way that they market and brand their stuff. And I just had a lot of respect for that company. So they were one that I was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to say something to these guys just because I have so much respect for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Speaking of Charlie's Chalk Dust, I guess they collabed with for this month. They collabed with Vape Box. Good old Vape
Nice.
Box. I'm interested in that. My little flavor profile on their website is pretty broad, so hopefully I'll get something cool. Nicholas here said he loves Charlie's worms.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get
The
some
Dunmore
Charlie's
one is
worms.
really good. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I want to
Yeah, they have
find
a
like a
lot of
good
really.
blueberry pie. I got a blueberry pie long ago from Pie Factory, and like it was bomb.
You should try Jam Monsters Blueberry.
Jam on. So I got to get on that. It's just like I've never purchased any. I mean, I know I'm wearing the hat, and I I've purchased coils and RDAs and stuff, but I haven't. It's maize season, dude. I may have to get some Turkish maize.
It is maize season.
I don't know how it's. How does it stand in New Jersey right now? Is he still able to? Is he still selling?
I have no idea.
I
What's
guess
going
if
on.
I go on a website and find out, I haven't heard anything from New Jersey. I saw videos and stuff, and I heard that they hadn't ruled immediately, but I haven't been updated. I want to.
Yeah, New Jersey's another one that's kind of caught in limbo right now.
Yeah. Geez, my girlfriend burned something. That's why she came and stole my little air purifier.
Adults don't like flavors. Friction's right. We don't like flavors.
If my
so this is just unflavored e-liquid, unflavored coffee. You know,
Jam Monster
Matt's
Blueberry
got
is
some
my favorite
unflavored
one.
cider.
Yeah, unflavored. Yeah, it's a cider, but it's unflavored cider.
We've extracted the apple flavor out of it.
Now it's just flavorless.
It's just alcohol.
It's just
alcohol and sugar.
Just bland. Blueberry cornbread one. That's awesome. Is that by Jam Monster 2, Nicholas, or is that a different place that just has awesome blueberry? Blueberry cornbread sounds wicked good.
My favorite Jam Monster.
If they could tune it just right, like with a little bit of butter. Ooh.
Yeah, my favorite Jam Monster is the apple.
Yeah,
the apple just tastes like apple pie.
Yeah, ever since you turned 18, you hated flavors. Yeah, me too. The second I became an adult, it's like my tongue fell off. Like it's still there, but I can't smell nothing. I can't taste anything. It's funny. So, you know how
that's actually what happens when you smoke.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Yeah. Weirdly enough. Yeah. Adults don't like flavors because, for the last however long, so many smokers haven't been able to taste or smell anything.
Join the army to fight adult flavors.
Yeah, funny enough.
Sorry, that would have been the Air Force that you would have wanted to join to fight adult flavors.
I was telling my girlfriend how like I retweet a lot of stuff, but I usually don't like openly tweet. I like to make sure I have like good knowledge before I say anything because I don't like to make a fool out of myself, especially when there's so many knowledgeable people on Twitter and then so many more coming. I wanted to post a picture. I have some Dove shampoo that literally has caffeine and menthol in it, and I wanted to post it and be like, I guess I use a flavored shampoo since menthol is a flavor, And, hey,
right.
That whole fucking I use flavored shampoo, and it's menthol and caffeine.
What drives me nuts is the idea that they're always like, well, we don't know what's in these flavorings. We don't know what's in these flavorings. Tobacco flavor is a flavoring.
Yeah. A little side note.
They're like, we don't know what's in these flavorings, but tobacco flavor is okay.
A little gross side note. If anybody goes out and gets Dove shampoo that has the menthol and caffeine, just be careful where you scrub that shit because it's icy. It's icy, man.
And don't vape it.
Yeah, don't vape it. I don't know. Hey, you may love flavors, but don't vape shampoo. It just
Or, I don't know, maybe don't vape cartridges that Jim Bob sold you from up the road. Maybe that too.
To kind of talk about what Raging Vapor said, I tried to, like, roast that guy, and he came back at me, but, like, I had my girlfriend read a lot of the argument, and, dude, you fucking tweeted a lot. Your fingers must have been bleeding at how much you were fucking tweeting at that guy.
I could see the speed at which Jay was responding to that guy by the number of typos.
Oh, dude. I was like, what the hell? I was reading it.
Sometimes I just get going and I'm like, nope, fuck it. We're not going back.
Yeah, I don't have like every message in Discord to send me a notification. So I opened Discord and I saw like a shit ton of messages that you guys were talking. And I jumped on Twitter and dude, this guy, it was like a page long. And then one of them was like 10 more replies. And I was like, holy shit. And I clicked that and then it's like it's like, holy crap. Yeah. When this kid replied to me, I just brushed it off. You just kind of, you wave off kids like that. The adults are talking. Go to the kiddie room. That's what all I had to say to that guy.
I have had Country Cloud's strawberry cornbread pudding before. So I can imagine the blueberry is pretty good.
Yeah. Whiskey Tide Pods they just made? They made whiskey Tide Pods?
Oh, yes, I did see that. The company starts with a G. Levantide, something like that. And they're like little dissolvable like packet things of whiskey. It's essentially a whiskey Tide Pod.
Country Cloud's blueberry cornbread pudding. I'll have to try that. The pudding almost kind of makes me not want to try it.
The strawberry cornbread pudding to me tasted like crunch berries.
Crunch berries. Okay. All right. I can
That's
see
what it
that.
tasted like to me.
I
Taste is
was
subjective.
I was kind
It
of
reminded me of
skeptical about this when I read like Cactus Cooler. Blood orange sounded good, and then when I read Cactus Cooler, I was like, "What is this gonna like stab me in the throat? Like, what the fuck does a
no,
cactus taste like, man?
cactus.
Cactus."
You've never had like cactus before? Like
Oh, sorry, I'm not the guy with a. I don't have an aloe plant next to me. You gonna break that open and rub it on your skin? That's an aloe plant, isn't it?
yeah,
Oh yeah, look at it grow, man. Nothing like when you get a sunburn in the summer, you have a nice aloe plant. They get so huge and wide, and you
absolutely.
just
I
take
work
one of those and
outside, man.
fucking just
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, the house looks like it's coming together, buddy. Sorry to point out your background. A couple live streams ago, you looks like you had some boxes, but you look like it's coming together. So since we're
Yeah,
on
it's
this,
getting there's still some boxes back there. We're gonna get we want to get some chairs,
yeah.
like just like a little seating, coffee kind of area in this
Okay.
room.
So like, is this room like this isn't a living room, right? Is this kind of like a side room, or is this a
No,
living
no,
room?
our living room is right there.
Okay.
Our living room is right there, and
Okay.
that's our bedroom. This is
Okay.
like the office.
Yeah, it's like so it's the midway point. But that's pretty
It's kind
nice
of the
though.
middle room.
Yeah.
And then there's my stairs going upstairs.
Oh,
And
cool.
then
Yeah,
this is
you
my
could
room.
you could totally put it could be like a little lounge area. You know, and get
You
yourself a
think,
nice little.
should we do 2002 selfie view?
Dude, that's like, what are you, British eyes only?
MySpace picture?
British eyes only always has the camera way up high. It's a hell of an angle, buddy. Yeah. So
Well, every selfie was taken in
bef-
2005.
before we dig into a bunch of topics that have been happening, how are you doing? What's going on? What can we expect? What can we expect from platforms? What is
So I
up,
don't know
buddy?
if anybody saw my my last YouTube video that went up. It was kind of just shot on the spot.
I didn't even get a notification
YouTube
for
right
that,
now-
dude. YouTube is fucking up, man. I gotta look that
My
up.
YouTube right now is on pause. I just don't have time. I don't have time. But I'm still doing. We're still doing this show. I'm still doing the podcast. I'm still trying to find times through the week to stream, and honestly, that's really about it right now. We don't have a whole lot going on the Patreon. All of our Patreon, like all the patronage for us right now, for Rise and Vape is going all to CASA. We're just donating all of our patronage to CASA every month, as it stands for right now anyway. Hopefully this winter, things kind of calm down. We can kind of hopefully start getting paid again, and I can get back to making way more content. But as it stands right now, I don't physically have the time, the energy,
Yep.
to try to do it all. So the
Yeah.
focus really for our content right now is the podcast. So if anybody out there uses SoundCloud or you listen to podcasts, drop us a follow. I would really appreciate it. I think we do a pretty decent job, and it's soundcloud.com/riseandvape. Or you can go to our merch. Help us out there. That's it for my shameless plug.
I'll drop that in there. I dropped the SoundCloud for everyone there. Yeah, so I guess besides all that, how are you doing? How's work? How's family life? How's everything? How was
Oh,
we
man.
had a Saturday off. How was that? We're gone for a minute.
Nice, really nice. Me and Becky just vegged.
Oh, I
Just
hear ya.
vegged out.
Nice.
Just relaxed. It was
yeah.
nice. The kids are back at school, so that's nice. They're back to getting busy again, and they're happy to see all their friends, and they're not just like home, all day.
Yep.
So that's good. It's getting cold. It was 39 degrees this morning when I went into work.
Whew, it's frost, dude.
So-
Ready for frost.
Getting cold, yeah, getting cold up here. I had to go through when we moved in. I wasn't really concerned with like the heating in this house yet. So the other day.
Now, do you have radiator heating or do you have like baseboard?
Yeah, we have vents.
We have vents, okay.
all over the house. So I went through and I pulled all my grates out and I vacuumed them all out really
Yep.
good. I got all that cleaned out, got the heat going.
Yep.
Yeah, we're basically ready for winter other than like sealing up windows and stuff now.
Yeah, so me and my girlfriend were in this old mill building that got renovated into luxury lofts, but we're on like the basement level, and it's awesome. Like all summer, our unit has stayed like 73, 70, right around there. And now even that it's getting cold, like I haven't turned on the heat yet. My girlfriend has the AC on now because she just gave something a little burn. The only thing that sucks is we have a couple windows in our living room, but they don't open because they're at sidewalk level. So it's like if you cook something, you get a little smoky, you're fucked. And they like request in the lease that if you could smoke out, that you don't open the door and like set off the central fire alarm, you know? So, yeah, if you hear the AC, sorry about that.
You have no windows that open.
No windows that open. I have 4 windows in my living room, and then this room and my bedroom. I have 0 windows. I'll just do a little quick. It's kind of bare, but Jesus, move my monitor around. Yeah, no windows. That's why I like when I sleep, dude. It's actually kind of great. The place that we were in before was a 5-bedroom house, and I had 4 windows in my actual bedroom, and we lived right on a hill, so people would like steamroll like up and down the hill, and you could just hear it like the walls were paper thin.
I remember, yeah.
I'd be like, dude, I'd wake up at like 6 a.m. when everyone's like flying to go up to the highway this way or flying into town that way. So it's actually really nice. I'm like in a cave. I wake up and I'm like, holy shit, I'm tired because I overslept. But anyway, I guess to talk about what
I'm just
got going
curious
on.
if that's like a fire hazard at all.
You would think so, right?
Is there only one way in and out?
Yeah, there's only one way in and out, main door.
And no windows that open?
No windows that open. So you better run for the hills.
Yeah, dude, wow. I can't.
I'll run through the fire. I'll just make sure I'm like holding.
I just can't imagine that lives up to standard fire codes.
Let's just say Miss Elizabeth or Miss Matt. Sorry, Miss Matt is screwed. I'm just gonna pick her up like right under the armpits and just run right into the fire. She'll be the
just
be the shield.
Straight arm. Yeah. Just run with her.
I'll run with her like a battering ram and get that door. Fucking boom.
Over your shoulder, fireman carry, bro.
No, I'm trying
to make sure that when you turn corners that you don't like.
I'm trying to protect myself. You know, I got to hold her in front of me as the fire shield.
Oh,
I ain't worried about.
The fire shield.
Yeah, she's a fire shield. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can't burn this. Can't burn this baby face. Jesus, come on.
Yeah, that's the money.
That's God, dude. So, well, that's good. Glad to hear that. Last Saturday,
how have you been? What's been going on?
Last Saturday, my girlfriend and I worked till 2:30. There was some overtime at my job. We're starting to slow down now, you know, as we get into winter. Not as many people are buying a shit ton of soda and stuff like that. We produce a lot of water. Water's kind of like year round, but yeah. So I worked some overtime Saturday. Then we went to a drive-in, which is the first drive-in I've gone to in years. It was great. Sadly, it was about an hour away, but we went and saw. Which I had already, my girlfriend, she called me an asshole. She said, "You asshole," laughed my ass off. Sorry, she probably just heard the fire shield part. It's a little bit behind. Yeah, so we went to the drive-in down in Mendon, Mass, and I'm up here in Nashua, New Hampshire. So it was about an hour. Really cool. I just felt like it's funny because they have 2 screens, and there's like a snack bar in the center, and there's like a little beer like playground. I don't want to say playground. God, Jesus, a little area you can drink beers and hang out, cornhole and shit like that. And
playground.
I know.
I want an adult
beer playground,
alcohol-friendly playground. Yeah, that is what I want. I want like a bouncy house.
And
I drink my beer.
It felt so old school. Like, you ever see the pictures of the old drive-ins where they have the poles where next to you'd park and there's like a speaker? Obviously, there's no speakers anymore because everybody just you tune into a radio station now, or you can rent a radio, of course. But I just felt so old school, dude. Like rolling into a drive-in, all I could think about was like whatever, like 80s movies, you know. And it's funny because like Grease was on, and I was like, damn, this is great. But we went and watched. We saw It 2, which we had already saw in theaters, but we wanted to see it again, and then it was a double feature, so we saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which I think sucked, but yeah, it was a great time. So we did that was my Saturday night, and it was great. It's nice to have a week off. I know the the state of the industry. It's like all hands on deck 24/7, but if you don't step away from the madness, you'll go mad.
Just a minute.
Just a breathing minute, even if it's just your phone for a day. Like we took a week off, and holy shit, so much happened. But even if it's just for a day, sometimes you just need a mental health moment.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. So steeped in advocacy on Twitter at this point.
Oh, it's the battle. We've been saying it for weeks. It's the battleground, and more people are joining.
It's just crazy. I mean,
it's great.
Yeah, I've been talking about getting people on Twitter since this summer.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I thought I saw like a post that was saying like all these fake like vapor accounts that are joining and shit like that. It's like that's not the case. People are just finally getting to Twitter, which is the platform of the battle right now. You can get so much information on Twitter. You can try and get through to so many people on Twitter, and people like the guy that we were arguing with earlier, which is that guy is just irrelevant anyway. But
I didn't argue with him. I just
besides people who want to argue like that, we're trying to inform people who are on the platform that do not know or are just seeing what the media that has been putting out, which kind of goes into one of the topics I wanted to talk about. So I guess we'll jump right in. News advocacy. I apologize if this is some of this is old stuff, so I'm sure everybody who's here, I see a lot of these faces on my Twitter feed, so I know you guys are all up to date. We're just going to touch on it anyway. I want to dive right into a news channel that butchered somebody's story. A guy that was only using THC products from what I saw, and if I remember this correctly, I don't really know how to word it, but basically they butchered the fact that he wasn't using a nicotine device, and he got ill. I don't know exactly. Let's see here.
There's Ricky Mahoney.
Ricky Mahoney, he's here. How are you liking that?
Jay, I did.
So many people have joined. They think.
So yeah, so this guy had he had an interview with them after his stint in the hospital with this lung illness. And every time basically he would say, yeah, I was vaping a THC cart. They would cut it right at vaping, and they chopped this video up and filled it with images of e-liquid and
and the lady's name, her name was, I think it's really, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like I want to say like Lamaya Harvell, but she basically said that it was described as the use of THC and flavored nicotine products. And then the YouTube video that I'm gonna drop this link, I got this is on vaping.org, and it gives you the whole
Did you see Dash Fabe's video on it?
I did. I did watch his too. I should, if you could plug that video if you'd like. I'm just gonna plug this, and
I mean, I don't even have my computer working right now, so
these two guys.
You just go to Dash Fabe's site or his YouTube channel, and it'll be right there. He interviewed the guy, so you can really get his story. There was one thing out of all of that bothered me the most. I'm gonna be real honest here. This guy talks about. After that aired, people on social media, things like that, vaping advocates basically sent this guy death threats. This innocent guy who already went through this lung illness, who was vaping THC, and then also was demonized by the media and had his story chopped up and used against him and used against the community. The community from there threatened this man.
Can we point out how this guy wanted to share?
Right now, hang on a second. Everybody out there right now, if there's somebody out there in the news and you see something like that, don't send them death threats. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, Jesus.
We're part of a community built on the backbone of saving lives.
Oh yeah.
If anybody out there is threatening somebody because of an interview or something like that, you're not on our side.
No.
I don't care how emotional you get. Yeah, there are things that we all want to say to people, but there is no need and there's no reason to threaten somebody like that, especially somebody who's already been through so much. And always remember, the media is not on our side.
No.
They might have some videos and some things that occasionally come out that sound really promising and are promising sometimes. But as a whole, the media will take your story, they will chop it up, and they will use it for whatever bias and whatever agenda they want. Don't take an interview or a news thing or whatever. Don't take it as God's credence, because it's not. It's chopped up by somebody sitting there editing it for their agenda. Don't jump to these irrational conclusions and run around threatening somebody's life. That's absurd. When that guy was talking about getting death threats from people that are part of our community, I was pissed. That pissed me off.
Yeah, and to point out a good, to point
Sorry, I
out,
had to get that.
no,
Just
it's
don't
okay.
threaten people. Like, don't. There's no need. You know, again, we're an industry built on saving lives. Why would you? What? Come on, we're better than that. We can be better than that.
Yeah, and this gentleman, I forgot his name here. Caramillo. He went on to say like he's never vaped e-liquid, only THC products, like we're kind of saying, and he told them that he got them from dispensaries. He wasn't buying them off the street, and then they throw the vape industry under the bus for it. His exact quote, and if you watch the video, you can see that. I mean, him and another gentleman here. I don't know what this guy's YouTube channel is,
The
but
guy from whatever 8-something vapes or something like that. I don't remember 816.
I'm gonna drop the link to that video if you haven't seen it. Which, like I said, a lot of this is old. A lot of you guys have kept up with this. If you haven't seen it, there's the link for that. And they go on to set the story straight. One good. I just want to mute that real quick. One good video on a news channel was Dr. Sally Sattel, and I tweeted this. I'm sure maybe you saw it. I'm sure you saw this, and maybe you saw my tweet as well.
The addiction expert.
Yeah, and I wanna post that into chat as well. And she goes on to literally crush it. She killed it, and she didn't get crazy walked on by these reporters, and she stayed right to her point. And every time, the whole like, oh, but back to how Juul is marketing towards kids. And she just, she sat there and she's like, I'm not here from Juul. I'm not here to defend Juul and whatever it is that they have done. And then just starts listing like the facts.
No connection to the industry. Yeah, she's just stating facts.
I guess from the Yale School of Medicine. So I put that in the chat. I don't know if you guys have already seen that, but we're starting to see more of it, and we've seen interviews with Greg Connolly standing up, and more and more.
CBS did a great job. They went out and bought carts basically undercover.
Yeah, that lady. What was her name? She got the packaging. She got the empty. I saw that. She got the empty cartridges, and she's like, they can literally just go like, look. She's like, look at this packaging.
They actually went out and they bought carts. They bought legal carts and they bought black market carts.
And they brought them to that place, wherever it was.
Which is like California's leading cannabis testing facility. Mm-hmm. And they tested all the cartridges, and all of the legal cartridges, all the dispensary cartridges came out fine, and all of the black market cartridges were terrible, absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that lady was brilliant, and I did love the shit out of that interview. I love it. It makes me want to watch it again.
But again, even some of these dispensaries are getting bogus carts from people.
That's what I was just about to say is, this other gentleman, he said that he only bought from, legal dispensaries, that he was not buying off the street. So this shit is circulating, and we're seeing more posts online of all these, dank vape, cartridges, a shit ton of them, and they're starting to get seized, but it's like, this shit is in circulation. I think everybody knows it's not going to end for a while. All everybody can try and do is anybody who's using these carts or is into the THC, that whole industry, just stay away. And everybody's been saying it, since it first started happening. But stay away from dank vapes. And if you're buying, try and buy from legal dispensaries. And I guess kind of hope that you're not buying from a dispensary that's gotten mixed bad shit. I guess I don't know. I don't.
Responsible dispensaries are going to have paperwork on all of the products and everything that comes through.
I mean, I don't know what that guy can do if he can go back to that dispensary and be like, well, I bought from you. Where did you get this from? And let's go after this guy. I don't know if it can come to that. I'd sure hope so. I mean, some people are dying from this shit. So I mean, if this guy's alive after that little stint, fuck yeah, I'd be tracking people down.
No, it's tough because of cannabis still being federally illegal.
Yeah, there's so much.
In legal states, like there still is no federal regulation around these products, so you just have to put faith in a company that, hopefully they're producing quality product. Because again, I mean, there's no federal oversight on any of it. Even in a legal state, there's no federal oversight. So. And maybe that's a good thing.
Jesus.
I don't know.
That actually doesn't surprise me what Raging Vapor said at all. I'm beyond not surprised. I've seen so many Twitter accounts where people are trying to sell this shit, and whether it's just like a link to an eBay thing or whatever, but it's like people are advertising themselves selling this shit through Twitter. I feel like I'm about to
Mm-hmm.
get roasted from Nicholas, unless he just was commenting on something I already said. You know that like Matt, and then like he's just fucking
You
like
know,
he's like this
let
on
me
his
tell
computer.
you
Let me
something
fucking
about you that you don't know.
fuck your opinion as he's like typing. He's like fuck you, and then it's just a. Uh,
No, but
oh,
yeah,
okay. He
you
did.
know,
He was typing. So he said there was a manufacturer in California producing both legal and black market carts, and the black market ones they were making had high levels of fungicide in them. Yeah. So I guess like we are already saying, clearly some of this bootleg black market bullshit is clearly getting in the mix. And although we want to spread all the awareness we can about it, these illnesses haven't stopped. They're definitely going to continue.
legalize, regulate fairly.
Yeah.
Legalize and regulate fairly.
Hmm.
It's the only way to beat a black market.
Yeah. Which of
And you
course.
can't just legalize.
No.
Legalizing in itself does not beat a black market.
And you'll never, I don't think you'll ever fully beat the black market because everybody's trying to get something cheaper. And that's.
Well, yeah, and the government always needs to make their money. They need to make their cut. But the government needs to make less of a cut. The closer that you can get legal product down to street value,
Yeah.
the harder it is for the black market to survive.
Yeah, or survive or thrive. I mean, if they're
But I mean,
something
a
is
prime example of that, okay? In New York State, we have the highest tax on cigarettes in this state.
Mm-hmm.
Over 50% of all cigarettes in New York State are smuggled in. They're black market cigarettes, essentially. That's what the black market is. Not paying taxes on something, selling it without paying taxes. That's all the black market is. It's not some boohoo boogeyman. If you sell somebody your pack of cigarettes, that's the black market. There's no taxes being collected on it. That's all a black market is.
Yeah, Nick, if you find that link or that to that article, I'll gladly check that out. There's so many articles and so many links
also
going on.
involves like liquids, people making liquids. But again, if you're making a liquid and you're selling it to somebody or you're giving it to somebody, no taxes are being collected. There's no oversight on the product. That's the black market.
Yeah.
But yeah, even in New York, even just cigarettes, even something that is obviously legal in New York, there's still a thriving black market for it.
Yeah.
Because they're so taxed. Like you have to price fairly, set fair regulations, and legalize, and that's the only way you'll combat a black market.
Yeah. I just to throw in real quick, I want to thank everybody for coming out again. And if you're here, if you're enjoying this, if you're not enjoying it, I don't care. Give me a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Like the button. Smash the button. Share it if you want. We're gonna be going for a little while. Yeah, and just I appreciate everybody coming, talking in chat. I love it. So I guess we can dive into kind of what I wanted to talk about next, which is I know you said you don't have a computer to kind of like follow along, but I'll drop this link into the I'll send it to you on Twitter. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, just at me or DM me, whatever you like. I'm gonna drop this. This is the next little. I put this in the Discord earlier. This is by the amazing, awesome Angela Garrity over there at vapepun.com. This is the article that just came out yesterday. NRTs are being prescribed to kids who have a vaping addiction.
As hypocritical as all of this is, I'm more on board for this than giving kids and teens Chantix, because that was brought up about 6 months ago.
It's funny that's actually mentioned in here.
Is it still mentioned in
here? And basically, this article basically says that there's no U.S. guidelines on how doctors should help young patients who want to quit vaping. And literally what's being said here is, let's see, it basically just says, like, doctors do whatever you think is right on a patient-to-patient basis. Basically, like, do whatever you think based on what we have guidelines currently for adult, smokers trying to quit and what you would prescribe them and everything. And it talks about Chantix in here. And it says prescription drugs like varnicillin or Chantix, Chantix, and Zyban. So obviously it says they're rarely given to children. They did a randomized clinical trial that it was shown that Chantix was not effective to helping people 14 to 21 quit smoking. So they're prescribing NRTs, and I guess they don't work. or we know they don't work, and there's no
Well,
guidelines for children.
technically,
So it's
technically,
like,
Chantix is not an NRT.
yeah,
NRT is a nicotine replacement therapy, and that usually involves anything, again, with nicotine in it. Chantix doesn't have any nicotine. So your gums, your patches, your lozenges, sprays, inhalers, things like that,
oh yeah,
those are NRTs.
yeah,
And if we're going to give, this is where it just gets a little absurd. We're going to help kids quit their nicotine addiction by giving them nicotine.
yeah. So it
And
goes.
again, it's not the same as helping somebody quit smoking by giving them nicotine, because then you're giving them nicotine without all of the harmful, constituents of cigarettes.
Yeah,
You're helping them quit just nicotine with just nicotine.
yeah.
And that's absurd. It's not. So right there is a red flag saying, okay, it's not the nicotine you're concerned about. It's the actual act of vaping that you're concerned about.
It's just to me. I just based on my political status, I'm a big conspiracy theorist. God, you saw that video. The whole like, I don't think my political status is relevant to the hearing here. Sorry, I just had to kind of.
Did you see the tweet that I shared? That picture. Somebody made that picture of Rashida and the lady, what's her name from Monsters Inc.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh
Are
god.
you a conspiracy theorist?
Oh
Yeah.
dude, that I like
Yeah,
showed my
Rashida,
girlfriend that, and I was like,
dude,
this
Rashida is unhinged.
I was
that
like-
woman is unhinged.
I was like, this is what this industry has to deal with. People like her, and I said, there's plenty of them. And so basically, this article goes on to say that NRTs haven't been approved by the FDA for use in children. And then it goes on to say instead they're considering an off-label medication for anyone under 18.
That's not necessarily true, because on the box, on a pack of Nicorette gum, it says not for children under 12, or basically like it's okay to give children 12 and up Nicorette gum if the doctor.
Now I've seen Nicorette
Under
in my
Dr.
Target, like right on the shelves, but
suggestion.
I've never like picked it up and like read what it says. or
Yeah, I
any
mean,
of
you could
that.
just Google search
Oh, yeah, that
Nicorette
too.
box. You could
Yeah.
just Google search the images on the back, and it does say basically with doctor's recommendation, you can give it to children 12 and up.
I mean, hey, you can eat all the potatoes and tomatoes you like.
It would take close to thousands of pounds.
And yeah, he just said we're always watching. All I can think about is like ban flavors, get them back to cigarettes, and now all the kids that are crying this addiction that we're putting into their head that they're addicted to nicotine. Let's get them on whatever we can get them. We got to get our money back. Let's get it fucking rolling in whatever way.
Absolutely.
Tell them they're addicted. Give them this, that, and the other thing. Who cares if it's not approved for kids yet? We'll figure out. We'll bypass that. We got to get.
Yeah, we'll worry about that
We got to
later.
get the money. These states are gonna default on their bonds. The fucking future payments that they're giving out. It's like, oh Jesus, which has been a huge discussion. I've been watching a lot of live shows. I don't know if you caught kind of a lighter live show. Every time I watch Jay Hayes, it's always right to the point, and I know that there's so much going on and there is a lot of negative right now. But I was watching. Pretty sure it was What's in the News with Poon Sauce, and he had Grim Green, Dwayne, and Twisted Messes. Those guys were a fucking riot. They were a riot talking about, they all have different little products coming out shortly, and it's just great. Which we were talking about liquid earlier. I gotta try some of the Anarchist liquid. I guess they were.
Yeah, I've
talking
never
about
had
how
any anarchists.
he's doing like a revamp. I don't want to say like a rebrand, but I guess he's running new labels and stuff like that. It's pretty sweet. They were talking about that, but
Nice.
yeah. So I don't know. This is crazy. Prescribing shit to kids. I'm addicted to nicotine.
Yeah,
I need
one,
something.
We definitely should not be giving Chantix to kids. One, I mean, even in adults alone, there are, I think, over 600 suicide cases linked to Chantix in total, and there are over 500 seizures reported every year.
I love how it says right here towards the bottom of the article, if anybody's following along, it literally says a randomized clinical trial that wrapped up this year found that Chantix was not effective at helping people between the ages of 14 to 21. So Yeah,
But I mean, too, so you want to take something that causes all these terrible side effects in adults, especially suicidal thoughts and tendencies in adults, and you want to give these products to hormonal teenagers?
dude, and we can go back to like when. Well, it's not when. It's still going on, but we can go to like we can go and start talking about like bullying and how there's so many kids. You know, the whole
Teen suicide
cyberbullying.
rates right now
Yeah,
are
it's.
astronomical.
And then you
To
want to give
begin
them. You want to give them something that's known
Yeah,
to
you
make
want to
people
give them
suicidal.
a fucking super depressant?
Yeah, great, great. And then just blame it all on the vaping deaths.
Oh yeah,
X
yeah.
vapor teens begin to die. Commit suicide. I can just see it. And then blame Jewel.
Somehow it's Jules' fault.
Jewel, and then then you get the antis on Twitter. They'll say Jewel needs to pay for funerals. Teens dying vape addiction
From Chantix.
Yeah, from fucking yeah. So that wraps up that article. I have a few more, but do you have anything recently that you want to bring up? I mean, I have a couple of those. We have the Oregon's temporary ban.
It's a sad state here in New York right now, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tell us about New York. How about that?
I know
A
that
little hope. We have some hope, which is
there's some hope. But a lot of the damage has already been done. Most of the shops around my area are already packed up and gone.
Yeah,
closed.
I mean a lot of shops.
We do have
that was the
VTA Perfection Vapes, and shit, I always forget the third party. They filed a temporary restraining order, basically against the state, against the health department, against Cuomo, and so for 2 weeks, they were given New York State shops were given a reprieve, basically saying that the ban can't be enforced, and then they will reconvene with legislation on the 18th.
You know, like it's a glimmer of hope, but like all I can think about in my head is how like the axe has been swung. A lot of these, brick and mortar places are liquidated and they're done.
Yeah,
like,
there are definitely still shops in New York.
Yeah,
but they're few and far between at this point. And then on top of that, like I was there, dude. I was there at the New York Department of Health for that meeting. I don't know. I'm hopeful that now that it's not a meeting, it's an actual courtroom. This will be an actual hearing on the 18th and going forward. Because now they'll be under oath, because these people that sat there in our meeting for Department of Health did not care.
Yeah.
They flat out lied. People lied in that room. Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids lied, and the health department literally sat there. These politicians sat there on their fucking phones and dicked off and didn't even give anybody the time of day. They cut time from people. They basically told us, they tried to block our free speech by saying, look, if you've already said what somebody else has said, we would ask that you don't talk at all.
Yeah, as if you don't want to hear, like listen, this is happening to all these individuals, and it's a little different for everybody. They're expressing it in their own way, but it's like, oh, okay.
That, well, and I'm a fucking taxpayer.
Yeah.
I pay for that time. I pay their salaries, and they don't even want to give me 3 minutes.
Yeah, you're being paid to listen to me. Yeah. Yeah,
literally, I pay your fucking salary.
And that was a trend that was happening everywhere. Everybody was like initially told, 2 or 3 minutes, and then by the time they realized, holy shit, so many people are here. It's like, okay, well, you have a minute, go, and don't say anything that Gavin said.
That's the other thing. They spring these meetings and these hearings up. Ours was Tuesday in the afternoon. They released the information about it on Sunday. Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon. That's how they dodge the working class. They dodge the majority of people.
Yep.
Which it's all set up.
I want to drop this article right here, which goes on to one of the other things I wanted to talk about. National Save Vaping Day. This is through Jim McDonald, vaping360.com, October 7th. I'm going to paste that down here.
This is where they're asking shops.
Yeah. It's happening next Monday, October 7th. It says, we are asking vape shops, online retailers, distributors, manufacturers, and other entities want to see vaping survive to donate some or even all of their profits to the AVA or CASA, which, those guys, I think a lot of people are still kind of like, well, what are they doing? Those guys are working day in and day out, and it's, CASA only has, it's just, what's his name? Alex. It's Alex,
It's
right?
Alex
He's the only person that is
Yeah.
employed, like paid. Pay everybody else's. So it's like, these guys need it. And I know a lot of people. I know Grim Green. All his super chats have been going to Kasa. I know you're doing. Patreon, you're donating everything, and it's now more than ever.
All of our patronage every month right now is going to right to Kasa. And my reasoning, and I reached out to Alex Clark about this, and I said, look, I don't want you to think that I'm trying to promo my stuff off of, like, I'm not trying to piggyback off of Kasa.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give people who might be like on the fence about, well, where's my money going? What's it going to? This way, you unlock everything in our Patreon. You get all the extra videos, you get all the extra content, you can be in the polls, you get exclusive things through our Patreon, but I'm not making that money. I'm giving people more for donating to you now. And then come time when we, this settles down and we actually start collecting our patronage again, obviously I'll have messaging going out and emails going out to everybody like, hey, look, feel free to drop your patronage. Because it won't be going to Kasa anymore. Those will all be going out, and I have screenshots of everything that'll be going to Alex. Like, and I've conversed with him, and he thanked me up and down. Like he's trusting in what we're doing and that we're trying to help.
Yeah. And everything does help. Everything helps. Guys like
how I can effectively help. Like I looked at our Patreon, and I'm like, it's really selfish of me right now to just be benefiting and whatever and making this money when it could be going to advocacy, when it could be going to help somebody. So,
and it's like, guys like Greg Connolly are just they're tired, man. These guys are going day in and day out. They're going everywhere. They're trying to get, spring to all these hearings that are happening everywhere at such inconvenient times for everybody. And we're all trying to push back like hell. And, all you can say is just keep fighting, keep calling the White House, talk to your representatives, your governors, all that kind of stuff. Because, as Logan was saying, we're all taxpayers. We're paying these people, and they need to listen to our opinions, Yeah. Greg Connolly 2020. I just want to throw that out there. I should try and start that on Twitter. Just hashtag Greg Connolly 2020.
Connolly 2020.
Connolly. It's always it's always like the last name.
Connolly
2020. I'm gonna start that.
I mean, honestly, like there aren't many people that can get up, in a news interview or something like that.
Oh God, dude, I don't know how he does it. And
hold their ground and stick by the facts and not get overly emotional and know your shit so fucking well.
And I know Greg has been. He's been in a lot of interviews, but I remember one of the interviews, somebody was like, oh, Greg looks sick. And I think he tweeted and was like, yeah, that was, no sleep. Like, that's like me on no sleep or whatever, And somebody's like, oh, he looks sick compared to the guy that's, interviewing him. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? One of those antis, like, oh, he must be vaping too much. All this shit. It's like some of these trolls, as more vapors come onto Twitter, and then we got a lot of knowledgeable people starting to get on board. There's a lot of fucking trolls that are starting to come on board too. Like guys like people like we had to deal with today. He's like, oh, are you in a health class? Like guy. Like,
I've gotten to the point now, because I get a lot of I don't get a lot of them, but I've recently been getting a lot more of them in my comments on my tweets. I just ignore them.
I don't want to say it's funny, but it's like every time you tell me somebody blocks you, it's like, there goes Logan again, spitting facts and getting blocked. That's what happens when knowledgeable people start talking. You just get fucking blocked.
I try when I engage people to be polite and share actual scientific evidence.
Yeah.
Things based in fact, and immediately I just get blocked.
Instantly.
And it's not because I'm being rude. It's not because I'm calling people names.
Which is another thing to point out. If you're here, I'm pretty sure everybody who's here is on Twitter, and none of you guys are probably doing this, but if you're watching this now, if you're watching this in the replay, if you're getting on Twitter and, like we were talking about how Greg Connolly, stays really cool and all that, you can't let your emotions run wild. Give these guys facts, let them troll you, because then they're the ones that are going to look like shit. We don't need vapors going off on people and just.
No, the only person that I go off on anymore, to be honest with you, is Jerome Adams.
I knew it. Did you make you got to make a second account? Just keep going after him, dude, or a third account.
No, he hasn't blocked me. Jerome hasn't blocked me.
Oh, he hasn't blocked you?
No, he hasn't blocked me.
Yeah. Is the hug offer? Does that still stand? Do you need a hug, bro?
I don't know. I mean, he did offer me a hug.
You can't get that guy to reply to anything, and then one time, when I saw that, I was like, this. I show my girlfriend everything because like she's a non-smoker, non-vapor, so I like kind of like a neutral like kind of like standpoint, and I'm just like, look at this right here. Look at everything this guy's tweeting, all those little interview videos that he did on Twitter with those kids, and then I'm just like, look at what this guy posts, and then look what he said to Logan, and she looked at me like this, like she was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, no, I'm not fucking kidding you. Just like Talib, like I said, so many fucking people like that, and it's just, it's literally like, are you fucking kidding me? That's what we have to deal with.
Yeah, I just don't. When it comes to our Surgeon General, I just don't understand why we have a man that's one, so heavily funded by pharma, and two, why we have a U.S. Surgeon General, the Doctor of America. Why we appointed someone with a history of tobacco investments.
Yeah, don't forget about those stocks, man. Yeah. Let's talk about obesity and diabetes since he's involved in Monster too.
Stocks in Monster Energy. Yeah. So high sugar, high caffeine energy drinks. Yeah. Stocks in fast food like McDonald's.
Coming from the guy that works at Coca-Cola.
In 5 major tobacco companies.
I'm like roasting this. I work at Coca-Cola.
Now, again, I see this coming up a lot on Twitter. I've been talking about the Surgeon General and his tobacco his previous tobacco investments since this spring. I think one of my Rise and Vape shows was all about Surgeon General, and that was late spring, early summer. And I see it coming up a lot, and it's getting misused. And I want to not defend Jerome Adams, but I do want to clarify. Jerome Adams currently does not own stock in tobacco.
Yeah, okay. I saw that brought up. So currently he doesn't.
Currently he does not. Okay? It was a conflict of interest going into his position, so he was forced to divest those stocks, not invest, divest. And a lot of people are still sharing this Alt2Gov article that I shared again back in the spring, early summer, and they're just sharing it, and they're doing the same thing that anti-fucking vape advocates do, and they're sharing a headline, and they're not reading the article correctly.
Yeah.
If you're going to share this article, if you're going to talk about Jerome Adams stock, you have to be correct in what you say. He does not currently own stock.
I don't think you can
divested these stocks.
I don't think you can.
Somebody who was appointed with a history of owning these stocks, with a history of financially benefiting off the death and disease of the American people. He does not currently own those.
Which,
stocks.
Considering I've seen those articles, you're literally enlightening me right now. But if you're gonna flame somebody about their past, I mean, I guess that's fine. But everybody should probably know exactly what you just said, that he divested before.
I know right now it's just everybody's flying and they're just sharing whatever they see. But all you're doing at that point, when you're not actually reading the article and sharing it correctly, you're doing the same thing that mothers and parents and PAVE and all that are doing with media outlet.
Yeah, they're pushing the headline, the big headline. Yeah. Forget about the body, just the fucking headlines.
Don't do what they do.
Yeah,
be better.
Yeah, exactly.
Share correct, solid information. Be better than them.
Yeah, and speaking of everything, it's like, yeah, there are so many articles going around. I got sent a PDF by somebody. I got tagged with Grim Green and somebody else, and I think the PDF on my phone, it was literally 18 pages, and I had to like zoom in to read each page, and it was just. Yeah, there's a lot, but it's like, read these articles before you repost them, or, just think about what you're posting before you decide to, try and roast somebody for their past when it's irrelevant in the current state.
I mean, I still think his past history with tobacco stocks and all of that.
Well, no, it doesn't look good, but at the same time, it's just.
I think it's still very relevant to show what kind of man we appointed to be Dr. America and where his previous stance was.
Yeah.
So I think it's still relevant. I just want it to be shared and discussed correctly.
Yeah.
Don't share stuff just for the headlines, guys.
Yeah.
Read before you share it.
Yeah. So
because I've seen it a lot, and people are commenting to me like, Logan, did you know Jerome Adams owns tobacco stock? And I'm like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like you're wrong. I know what you're doing, and I thank you for trying to be on our side here, but please do it correctly. Share it correctly.
Yeah. I have a few more articles. I don't know how much more you want to touch. We're a little over an hour now. We got Oregon, Washington,
Trail.
Oregon.
You have died of dysentery.
Washington and Michigan. I know. I think the Michigan one is kind of. I think it's kind of old. I don't have the exact article, but Michigan, she did. Um, Good old Gretchen. She banned menthol cigarettes. Was that correct? Is that in Michigan?
I don't know about menthol
I
cigarettes.
thought I thought I saw an article, and this article I thought it was the menthol cigarette one, but it's not. This is actually just her ban. I guess we can talk about Oregon. Uh, Governor Kate Brown, her order imposes a 180-day ban on all flavored vaping products. And I mean, we've been touching on this, even though we had a week off. We're not. I don't want to say we're not seeing anything new. A lot of these states are. The trend is following everywhere. Everybody's doing different things.
It's tough. If you're not a member of CASA right now, go join CASA, because they constantly have all of their heads up stuff going out. They constantly have all their calls to action going out, and it's free. If you want to stay in the loop on what's going on and where, go join CASA.
And
CASA
it's
Media
free. It's free.
And it's free. It's free. It's free.
Just a few button clicks. It's free. If we didn't,
There are a few states right now that are really holding the ground, though. Arizona, New Hampshire.
Yep.
Iowa.
Yep.
Utah.
Yeah, Utah. I heard that on Grim Green's vlog. Utah. They actually put out a public health warning about the THC cartridges. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. Which
there's a few states that are really looking at the science and making informed decisions. I think Georgia. I don't know what's going on in Georgia. Excuse me, Burp Life. I know Raging Vapor shared a thing to me earlier about Georgia.
Yeah.
And like a news thing from them. I don't know what exactly the final things are going on in Georgia, but it sounds like basically just some tighter regulations, just some tighter restrictions on where you can buy products.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on everywhere. I'm worried for New Hampshire just since of, everything that's going on around New Hampshire. I mean, Massachusetts.
I don't know, man. New Hampshire is like live free or die state, man.
Yeah, but if I'm correct, and this is kind of old now, I'm pretty sure something is being proposed for 2020 in New Hampshire at the start of the year. It may be either a full flavor ban or a full ban. I don't have that article, so I'm not going to say for sure, but from my knowledge, I heard that there is something proposed in New Hampshire for the start of 2020. I don't know exactly. I know Vermont has like a 92%. They had a 92% tax. I don't know if they've banned there. I haven't kept up with Vermont.
Yeah, again,
there's so much going on in New England over here that Massachusetts. Daily Vape TV. I don't know if you've watched much of him. He touched on it. Grim Green had him on a few weeks ago as well. But Massachusetts. A lot going on there. There's a lot going on everywhere, but
Matt, you keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right, keep talking. Let's So yeah, like I was saying before Logan had to step away, there's a lot going on everywhere. We just obviously we can't lose hope. There's a little bit of light going on in New York, and all you can do is literally just try and stay up to date. Like join CASA, like we just said. Stay up to date on that. Call your governors. Continue to call the White House. There's plenty of numbers circulating. You can look it right up. I'm pretty sure through CASA you can find your representatives' numbers as well. So what else here? I know two people died in Oregon from the sickness, the black market THC cartridges that have been going around. And we all know Washington, New York, Michigan, Rhode Island. There's a lot of temporary bans going on everywhere. But yeah, I don't think hope is lost at all. Like I said, we have a little glimmer going on in New York, and all we can do is just keep fighting.
Yeah. New York's in a tough spot still, though. We're far from being done. Yeah, it's hopeful.
I think everywhere is very far from done. We're barely at the base of shit mountain, but I believe it's like everybody's been saying, they can't run from the science forever. And
no, they can't. And
vaping isn't going anywhere either. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know whether it brings other people hope, but I constantly look to cannabis activists in this because they've been doing this for over 80 years.
Yeah.
Over 90 years at this point.
I think I saw
that
like
have been pushing the science and pushing and pushing and pushing and fighting back and fighting back and fighting back. And we're finally, in these past 10, 15 years, we're starting to see states and people come around to that science. And like, I don't want to be like, yeah, don't worry, we'll get there in 80 years. But like, sometimes these things take time. And if you're really here to be part of this, to be part of this movement, and if you're here for tobacco harm reduction, strap in.
Oh, it's going to be a long ride.
This is a long haul. Like, we are just getting started. This is not something that's going to be gone overnight. We're going to be here a while.
Yeah, and I think I saw something the other day, kind of like I don't know what to call him. I don't want to say like a gun advocate, but basically it was like, welcome to the fight. Somebody was like, welcome to what's going on in other, industry under other niches. Just welcome.
Yeah.
So, but
so strap in. That's all I can tell people. Like, yeah. Don't think that you're going to be done advocating and fighting in the next month, 2 months, 6 months. Like, it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah. So we're a little over an hour and 15. I mean, obviously we can keep going on with articles and articles and articles. I kind of want to wrap it up. Do you have any, besides what you just said, strapping in, do you have any final, keep fighting a good fight is what I got.
Yeah. I mean, keep fighting the good fight.
Do the damn thing every day.
Donate to CASA. The UVA announced that the national rally is going to be in DC on November 9th. So you can go to United Vapor Alliance, I believe is what the UVA stands for. You can check out their Facebook page. You get into the groups. You can find out more. You can find out where to donate to that for that rally. If you can attend, this is the big one, guys. This is like the national rally. If you can attend, please go. I can't attend. The 8th is my daughter's birthday, the day before. And we have plans up here in New York, and there's just no way that I would be able to get from here to DC the next day on time for this rally. There's no, and I'm sorry to everybody out there. It's my little girl, like I'm sorry, but that's my little girl. So I'm not going to be able to make it, but I am donating to it. So if you can't make it, please donate. But if you can, please go. We need to get as many people there as we can. And I feel like a hypocrite making an excuse not to go. If it had been the next weekend, I'd be renting a car and going to DC and using my last 2 vacation days to go down. That's what I would be doing, 100%. They did it the day after my girl's birthday, so.
Yeah, a lot of these things. I mean, at least it's it's not as inconvenient as some of these random hearings that happen. Just you get a notice the day before or something.
Yeah,
but
you have time.
You have time to figure
People
have time to figure it out.
Please go.
I linked their Facebook page in the chat, so you can go there, get more information on that if you can make it.
And yeah, again, my channel right now is on pause on YouTube here, at least for now. Maybe once we get more into winter and things calm down. On my home front, I'll be able to get back to making videos. But as it stands, you can find me here the first 3 Saturdays of the month with Matt for this show. And then you can check out our SoundCloud. Go to soundcloud.com/riseandvape. Please follow us over there on the SoundCloud. Really appreciate it. And they usually drop Sunday night and into Monday, so that way people have them for Monday morning.
Which I love it.
We're talking all about the MSA.
Okay, yeah. Big topic there. That's going to be the full hour and beyond. It could be, of course.
No, I think our other, I don't remember what our patrons voted on because we do a weekly poll now.
I voted on that. I love it.
For secondary topics, so that way we have the main topic, which is definitely always going to be news and advocacy centric.
Yeah.
And then we'll have kind of like a personal topic, something else that we want to talk about, something that we want to share with people.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that poll is right now and what it's at, but definitely we're going to be talking mainly about, I'm going to update again on some of the states and what's going on
Yeah.
things that I can update on, and
Yep.
then we're gonna dive into the MSA for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what you got going on. This show is like my of course besides Twitter is literally like my main focus, trying to
Oh yeah, live on.
take in everything I can and trying to contribute what I can or retweet what I can and hashtag this, hashtag that, of course, trying to get everything out there. Um, but this
Please
is
use hashtag we vape we vote.
yeah, that needs to keep circulating. I'm seeing a lot of it and it just needs to keep circulating.
Yeah, it's
Um,
gotten around so much that they think we're bots.
yeah, yeah, of course. Um,
Beep.
So as far as what I got going on for content, as far as YouTube goes, it's literally this show every Saturday except for the last Saturday of every month. We're gonna take off. Probably continue doing that just because it's nice to have a Saturday off, even though given the current state of the industry, I know it's been a lot in this last week. Just taking last Saturday off, it's been so much. But yeah, this is what I got. This is what I got going on. I do vape box reviews once a month. So if you want other content besides this, check out my vape box videos. Those usually come out in the middle of the month or so. And yeah, usually after that, if I get something that I already have, something like that, we do giveaways as well. I have more giveaways planned. I should get some more stuff. It's nice to do giveaways. I don't know if Ricky Mahoney's here, but he's been winning. I don't even know what he won last time. I forgot. I don't know if it was the
Dude,
recurve.
he's killing the giveaway game
I
here in
think
this channel.
he's literally gotten like 2 or 3 from me. Like, the recurve, the passage. I just no more for Ricky. No more, buddy. Raging Vapors. He's dreaming of something from me. I gotta send him something in the mail. But yeah, as far as content, I mean our social media handles, Instagram and Twitter, are going through. Logan, you can check him out. SoundCloud, Patreon, of course, if you want to
And
do that.
DM either me or Matt anywhere, any social media,
For the Discord.
and get in the Discord.
Yeah, the Discord. It's great. I think we're well. I want to say we're well above 50, but I really think you got above 50 members in there now. We got a
I think
lot
we
of.
just broke 50.
Yeah.
I think we broke 50 members. So
Oh God, it's so
It's growing.
funny.
It's
You
a good time.
froze so
A lot of
hard
fun.
there for a second on my screen. It was like the most hilarious face. But yeah, there's a lot of awesome people on there. We have a lot of awesome sections, a lot of knowledgeable people. Of course, Logan himself and plenty of other knowledgeable people. So any questions, get in there. And if
I'm
you have
always open to alcohol, Raging Vapor. You can send me all the alcohol you want. Because I am an adult.
Make sure you wrap it with that bubble wrap so I can take a knife and just fucking get a nice shotgun. Because if we're talking about alcohol, it's got to happen quick. Right down. 12-ounce curls, baby. No, just kidding. But yeah,
Flavored adult drugs.
so that's what we got going on as far as social medias. I'd like to get back into more content on YouTube. I think I might start doing little videos on news maybe, but I try and get everything I can into this show. That's my main focus, and yeah, that's all I got.
Hopefully I can get some of my devices and my computer running properly again. And
It's a working progress, but the key word the key word is working. It's working right now. It is working, So that's that. You got the podcast. You got the sweet microphone. You got the podcast. That's awesome. We always
podcast is doing good. I think we're getting a little bit better on our audio quality. I'm figuring out different ways
settings and such.
To make it sound better.
Have you gotten your foam yet, or are you still working on ordering that?
We have foam up here.
Nice. So that's good. Yeah. So I guess once again I want to thank everybody for coming out. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Logan, if you have any final words, feel free. If not, that's where I'm at.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. And just remember, as everybody's saying, doesn't matter what you're vaping, as long as you're not smoking. Keep fighting the good fight and do the damn thing, right? And speaking of that thing, let's do it.